All right, who's ready to make a monster? So today we're going to start off on a new project. I'm really hoping you guys are enjoying it. But the concept of today is we're going to make our own unique personal Frankenstein, or Bride of Frankenstein if you prefer. And to get started, if you want to follow along, what I'm doing is just using regular water-based clay and sculpting on top of a piece of wood and a pipe. And I have a piece of newspaper and a ball at the top so that the sculpture doesn't slide down as I create him. So we're going to have fun with this. And again, on another side note, if you guys want to create your own little character, instead of doing a face, if you feel a little bit, if you're not sure if you want to or you're a little intimidated by it, that's fine. Or even if you're a little more abstract and you want to do a piece that's a little more out there, a little more abstract, and it gives you, and it just kind of brings out a certain feeling in you, then by all means do that. This is your piece, and I want you to have a blast with it. So the reason I chose this is because Frankenstein is almost like a puzzle. You know, there's certain pieces that all kind of go together and fit together, and even more so in a Frankenstein, the pieces don't always fit together, but sometimes we find a way to make them work and we stitch them together. Some pieces a little bit better than others. But as you're creating this and adding different pieces, I want you to think about what these pieces are and what pieces have you added to yourself. So for example, you know, each one of us has different characteristics that we appreciate about ourselves and that we take pride in. We have different habits. You know, some of us have grown up in different areas that might have been a little bit tougher, given us a little bit tougher skin. And all of these things are going to become part of who you are. So, you know, think about that as you're creating this piece. And, you know, what are some things that you just love about yourself? What are some things that you maybe inherited from your family? What are some pieces that you kind of inherited from your friends and the people you were around? What things kind of got added on because of the area that you grew up in or the neighborhood? What are some characteristic traits that you've kind of developed and built on for yourself? You know, all of these are different pieces that when put together make up you. So here I'm just doing a basic head form, and you can see I played around with the ears and, you know, really just adding on different pieces and seeing what I like and what kind of comes out of them. So as I'm going, all these different pieces, you can either think about them, or if you really want to get into it, you can also, you can actually write the different personality traits or the different things right on the different sections that you're putting on together to have it almost like a color by number type of look with different writings on each one, like your loving character, your loving personality, your caring personality, your passions, the different things that you love, the ideology that you have, the values that you hold yourself to, you know, your humor, all of these things. These are all different traits and things that make up you and who you are. So with that, I'm just kind of adding on and playing around, adding different things. And here, you know, going in, adding a few horns, seeing what they look like, seeing what they add to it. And you're going to have pieces like that too that you add and maybe don't really fit who you see yourself as or who you want to be. And you may have certain traits that you may have, but you may not be as proud of, or that you might want to get rid of. So I want you guys to kind of think about things like that as well. And think about all these things that you love about yourself. Things that when other people look at you, you know, they mention, you know, these are going to be the core pieces when you're creating your own personal little Frankenstein. Build the pieces that you feel are really who you are and who you truly are. I'm not trying to get you guys to make up a fake head or add on these pieces that aren't really you to kind of show off. You know, we're not looking to add platinum bones or silver bones to kind of show off to other people. I want you guys to create something that's rough and is built up from a lot of different things that you've gone through, all the lessons you've learned in life. And I want you to be able to look at this piece and see it as being truly beautiful and amazing. And as we're kind of going into this, I want you guys to find the beauty in your scars and your flaws and be able to wear them proudly when you look at this. So, going back to the sculpture here, you can see I'm just adding in some eyes. I already got a lot of the other features. And in a little bit, I'm going to kind of start adding in a few more of the, you know, changing up the ears, adding in a few more scars, and kind of piecing him, putting him into pieces. And the things that I want you to consider are, you know, when you're doing this, you know, how are you like your parents or your siblings? What attributes do you have that might be like theirs? Or what have you picked up from your friends? What have you learned from your environment or from growing up, or from the different classes or lessons you've taken, or things that you learned from yourself? Who are you and how do you describe yourself? And like I said, we're putting all this together like a crazy little jigsaw puzzle. And then the other thing I really want you to think about and consider is, after you put those together, are these healthy pieces and do you like and appreciate them? Are some of them habits that you might want to remove? You know, you can see me adding in some gouges and some scars in the back there. You know, are some of these areas that might be infected? Do you have certain cuts or wounds that are on you that you feel are reopening and won't heal? You know, any friendships that may be pulling you down that might need to be surgically removed. Either removed carefully or just ripped off. And some of them you might just need a little bit of extra love to help heal those areas. So in this video I kind of went in, and it's a quick video, but there's kind of a lot of underlying meaning behind a lot of these things. I got stitches and staples to kind of close up and stitch some of these things together. Some things are a little bit stronger. You know, you can see some of the gouges in there. Some of them are ripped up cheeks or pieces of flesh that are kind of falling apart. I got a few scars in the back that are a little bit more infected and aren't quite healing like they should. And you can see in the back I also have a little bit of a line kind of around it, like it's going to be surgically removed because it has to be carefully taken away. There's certain habits that I personally have that I'm not as proud of and that I want to kind of take away. So all of these things I've kind of thought about and kind of put in, and I want you guys to think about them. So hopefully you guys have gotten a little bit out of this and you guys are enjoying it. But go ahead, jump in on your own personal piece, whether it's an abstract piece or a figurative piece. Think about who you are and who you want to become, and really have fun and put it all down there. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys on the next one.